Well, he just did. He just scored 8 points. That's the thing. He had a career. Yep.
Every loss, the weight of every loss, dramatically changed the season.
Listening to the Sportz Nutz.
Yes, you are indeed. You are. Look at this. I'm on my phone. I just got to literally, folks. I'm walking into my mother's house right now. Ladies and gentlemen, even on the phone, I still mess up. Who is this beautiful face right over here, Mr. Matt? How you doing, man?
I mean, I'm doing good, Brendan. Doing good, man. Can't complain, man. I could just feel your presence here in the state, man. I could just feel you here, man.
We're not too far away from each other, actually.
I know, man. I need to mount up and head out there, man, just to visit you, man, see what's going on.
That's right. Hey, there's a possibility, guys. Matt and I might go to a Roswell High School basketball game tomorrow.
Hopefully.
If we are, come check us out. All right, Matt. Tell everybody how what's been going on in the Matt household.
Oh man, not much, man. Not much. Got me and my mini-me this weekend, man. So we're gonna have some daddy-daughter fun. Not today. Today, daddy's sleepy, man. So I'm gonna get some rest today. But tomorrow we're gonna go have some fun, ice cream and lots of things.
Might have some turkey with us. I mean, or some low country broil, actually.
Oh, I might actually do that, man, because it was her birthday weekend last weekend, man. So we just want her to
that's right.
enjoy these weeks. So. What about you, man? What's been going on in Keeler? Also, where you at?
Where do I start? All right. So, as everybody knows, Addison started her basketball for her team. We have come up with a name, by the way, Matt. The team name is the Dominators.
Okay.
So it looks like it's a really good team. The Coach Channing, she's actually a really good coach.
Really?
So she is the head coach. I'm the assistant, and between both of us, you're looking at like a 12'5" statue because she's 6 foot, and I'm 6'5", so we're 12'5". We're really tall. There's a vast difference between me and her. I'm loud and authoritative and that kind of stuff. Not her. She's soft spoken. You can barely hear she's so soft spoken, but she's a great coach. I have a lot of fun. We did the basics with the girls, and then we did at the end. Of course, we did the usual, the suicides, and the girls wanted to race us, so I participated briefly, and Coach Channing participated, and then we did the final part was a game of knockout, and of course I won. And the way I beat her was, so Addison's team, the goals are lowered because obviously they're not, regulation height just yet for them.
Obviously.
And Coach Channing shot, she missed, I shot and I missed, but then I went to go get my ball and our balls hit each other at the same time. So hers goes to the other end of the gym and mine goes to this one part and I get it. I walk up to the goal and she takes like this half court Hail Mary shot and I just go boop and I just dropped the ball in and I won. So, and of course, Addison, oh, my daddy beat you. And she was excited about it. But all in all, it was a lot of fun. Today was Addison's play at school. It was a Thanksgiving play. I think I sent you the video. I'm not sure.
Did you send it through email?
I texted it to you. If not, I'll send you. She's adorable. Everybody knows my girl is adorable. So, it was a lot of fun.
You didn't send it to me yet.
Okay, I'll send it to you. But it's just a lot of fun in general. But we just made the 2.5 hour trip from Easley to Roswell, Georgia, and the entire drive I had the privilege of talking to our good friend Brian Kajiyama.
Perfect.
So Matt, I talked to him about the traffic situation, and because in Hawaii you have three highways: H1, H2, H3. H1 goes north south, H2 goes east west, and H3 goes right through the middle of the island, right? So he's like, "What's it like there?" So I told him, the running joke in Atlanta is you're always an hour outside of Atlanta in Atlanta. And he's like, "Wait, what?" And then I told him about how rush hour never truly ends. And then I told him about all the freeways, and he goes, "That's too many traffic. Thanks for remembering for me." So I laughed at that one, and I said, "Yeah, it's a nightmare." So, but I'm here. It's good to be home. For those who don't know, this is home to me, Roswell, Georgia.
How
I grew
long?
up
How long are
in.
you gonna be there?
We're here for this weekend only.
Okay.
Jessica is in town from California, San Francisco. So I was able to request off work to come down here and be with the family, and we're gonna have our version of Thanksgiving here. And as you know, you and Ari are required to show because we love seeing you guys. And yeah, we're gonna have low country broil. We're gonna have shrimp and corn and sausage and just a whole bunch of like good stuff in there. So I'm looking forward to that. You know me. And I think we're putting crab in there too, by the way.
Cool.
So I can't turn down crab. I love me some crab. What about you?
Oh, I love it, man. You can't turn it down, man. I mean, it's just, whew, it's good. It's gonna be good.
That's right. So Matt, tell everybody what's on tap for today for the show.
Oh man, today we're gonna dabble in a little bit of Hawaii sports. We're gonna, then go and dabble into some MLB news, man. A little bit of college football, what's coming up, NFL, a little bit of the NBA. We're gonna try to touch on as much as we can in the limited amount of time that we have with you guys.
Amen to that. And dude, I'm excited to what we're going to talk about. Obviously, the big news is what's gone on in the state of Hawaii.
Yes.
Matt, why don't while I start getting my stuff set up, why don't you refresh everybody what exactly has transpired for the University of Hawaii?
As you guys know, man, a couple of episodes ago, we had we had Craig Angelos on, man. He was a great guy. It was a great episode. Probably one of our most highest viewed episodes yet to date. One of them, if not the most one to date.
Yep.
He was pretty much the AD for the University of Hawaii, and the decision was made for him to be let go. And despite all the testimonies of support and the decision to fire him, it was reaffirmed during the monthly Board of Regents meeting and at University of Hawaii's Bachman Hall, if I said it right, I'm sorry.
Yep. Very good.
Word on the news. The word was, they heard testimonies from I think 5 people, a couple of student athletes. They spoke in support of Angelos,
Yep.
and they asked to send his dismissal. But there was a little chance of a reversal. They, that matter really wasn't on their agenda, and they didn't question the president's decision. So the decision stuck. And,
that was obviously it's heartbreaking. Don't mind the noise as the gear is coming in. I'm about to go on from my phone to the computer. Let me get it pulled up here. But obviously it's a sad situation what has transpired. And all right, let's see here. So you're gonna see me leave for a second and come in.
All right. No, where did Brandon go? Oh, there he is.
Oh no! Wait, no, what is it? Oh no! Oh, there we go. Oh no! Yes, I'm at my mother's house now. I am on the computer and cannot wait. Look, guys. Obviously, this whole situation, this whole mess that's gone on for the university, it's a tainted look, right? It really is. It's a sad look for the program as a whole. Obviously, Craig Angelos is the most well-liked athletic director pretty much ever for the state of Hawaii, for the school of Hawaii, I should say. And for whatever reason, they still will not officially give reasons why they fired Craig Angelos. Dave Lasler, the outing president, he has refused basically to give reasons. It's citing performance. I got some little news I got to share with you, Matt, about this too.
Yeah.
Now there is talks, there's rumors, right? Rumors are talks all the time. But because Craig Angelos has been ousted as athletic director effectively December 1st, and interim AD will start December the 2nd, there is talks that Nike is going to pull out of their deal with Universal. Now, I will have to say this though. We can confirm this, right? That Nike actually already has merchandise en route to the state of Hawaii with the University of Hawaii logo. So now the odds of it of the deal falling through, they are there, but it's slim to none, right? But just because it's slim doesn't mean it's not possible, because it is possible. And if it happens, it'll obviously be devastating for the school. But I'm okay with the backup. Now I'm gonna tell you who the backup is, and you're gonna be pleasantly surprised. The backup to it is New Balance. New Balance actually has made mention that they will be the supplier if the Nike deal falls through. I honestly don't see the Nike deal falling through, just because so much has been invested. So
New Balance, though. I mean, I know, growing up, we saw New Balances. Those were the quote unquote dad shoes, on the grill shoes back in the day. Which now, of course, they look a lot better. I think isn't Kawhi with New Balance now?
Kawhi. Cameron Brink, she's also the face of it. So is the recent NL MVP Shohei Ohtani. He is with them as well.
Wow.
So New Balance is coming up, and they're coming loud, and they're coming proud. So, like I said, I'm not too upset about who's coming, but obviously we want to have Nike, just because Nike is a signature in the sporting world, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. They're the brand. That's the brand you want to be with. Even though I was Trae Young just signed with Jordan. But
that's a Nike brand, though.
Yeah.
It's a subsidy of Nike.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it. But in the same sense, I don't want to see this happen. Obviously we've seen a lot transpire with the University of Hawaii. Some not so good, some really good. And obviously 2008 was actually the last time that the University of Hawaii was a part of a Nike branded deal. Yeah, so it's going to be an eye opener for sure. We'll see what's going on. Matt, what else is on? What else is on the docket? Go ahead. Start with the next story.
Let's see what we can do. We can talk about it. We can talk about let's get ahead to MLB, man. Mainly, I don't know. Actually, what I do want to talk about, though, I do kind of want to jump right to NFL right now, and the Daniel Jones situation.
Man.
Mainly, so I saw the Daniel Jones press conference, man, and mainly it was more so, did he asked to be let go, or was he told he was going to be let go? And
I think he was told he was going to be let go, and they came to a conclusion, because earlier on, I think it was like a day or two ago, he was demoted from starter to the 4th string position.
Wow.
To be the quarterback. And my good friend Carlos Ortiz, Carlos with a K, check him out at Infinity Sports Network. He is an avid New York Giants fan, and when I said, "How happy are you?" I can't use his exact terms, Matt, but it was bleep, yeah. So, guys, you can enter your own whatever words you want to put over there, but it was a bleep, yeah word. And so then I asked him, and I'm going to ask you this question too, Matt. Who do you want to see as your quarterback? And who do you think he said?
Shedeur Sanders.
No, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
He said
your boy Cam Ward.
Cam Ward, that's a good.
He wants Cam Ward or nobody. He said if the Giants don't get Cam Ward, trade away that high-ranking pick and wait till later. I said, you don't want to get Shedeur Sanders, and he again, I'm gonna use another bleep where he said, bleep no. He said he does not buy into Shador. He does not believe in Shador. He doesn't care who his daddy is. Look, I mean, look, Prime's a good. He's a great player. He was a fantastic player. But let me ask you: do you really think the success of this year for Colorado relies on his coaching, or the fact that who is their quarterback and then Travis Hunter?
Well, the quarterback and Travis Hunter, man, those are the two. They're going to be both two top 10 players drafted, if not top 3 players drafted. Man, I'm hearing a lot of. I like Cam Ward. Don't get me wrong. Excuse me, I like Cam Ward, but I think the one is looking like Shador might be the first quarterback taken off of the board. Just because he's going to put butts in the seats, man. That's what he's going to do. He's going to put butts in the seats, and owners they love the sound of that. So man, I guess it really just depends, as far as who I want as my quarterback or who I would want as my quarterback. I really like Cam Ward, man. I like Cam Ward. I like Dylan Gabriel. But man,
so let me ask you this: you saw the last game with Oregon and Wisconsin, right?
Yes, I did.
So that was actually one of the most challenging games that Oregon has faced to date all season, and Dylan Gabriel came through it, but. I texted our good friend Brian Kajiyama that game, and I said, how tall is Dylan Gabriel? Because he's tiny. I looked it up. He's 5'10", 175 pounds.
Wow, that is tiny.
That's tiny.
That's
he's smaller than Drew Brees.
I was just about to say that. And Drew Brees had to stand on his tippy toes to see over the offensive line. So,
folks, if you don't remember, Drew Brees, he, when he snapped, he knew where he was going right away. He knew through his progressions. It was this read, or that read. He knew. And when he looked, he would quickly glance. And he's like, I'm going there. And he would have to look up because you're looking over, 6'5" to 6'10" kind of lineman. It's darn near impossible to see over somebody that big, right? And Drew Brees, he did it. Drew Brees is a Hall of Famer. And it pains me. Matt, it pains me to say that he is a Hall of Famer. But
yes, I'm
going to give credit where it is because Drew Brees, he did something that was not expected of him. He had the shoulder issue happen in San Diego. Miami passed on him I believe they passed on him for Dante Culpepper. And, Dante Culpepper had that awful knee injury. He had double knee injuries. Never really amounted, I guess you could say, to what they had hoped. And Drew Brees, goes to New Orleans. New Orleans was a flat franchise. They were, like we've always said here a couple times. Yeah. Back in the day, you were guaranteed 2 games a year because remember the NFL used to have the blackout dates. You were guaranteed 2 games a year on TV in Atlanta. It was the Falcons and the Saints. Sometimes the Falcons and the Rams, but it was always the Falcons and the Saints. You were guaranteed both home and away games. You're guaranteed because you want to see who the worst team was. And, something about, I believe it was with the Taylors and the Smiths that owned the Falcons. They were able to distribute enough tickets to avoid the blackout term for the Falcons games. But I don't know. I really don't know the whole situation about that. But, Dylan Gabriel, he's a great quarterback. He really is. Yeah. And, he is a Hawaii-bred quarterback. We know what happens to a lot of Hawaii-bred quarterbacks. Look, they're great in college, but they just can't cut it in the pro. There's one quarterback that we know familiar with right away. He won the Heisman with Oregon, Marcus Mariota. And that is Dylan Gabriel's idol, is Marcus Mariota. That's why Dylan Gabriel wears the number 8, actually, is because he wants to represent Marcus Mariota and make him proud. He actually went to Marcus Mariota's quarterback camp when he was younger. So he if you look at Mariota's passing style, and then I want you guys to really get a look at Dylan Gabriel. Literally, Matt, they are mirror each other. It is almost the exact same, like even his progressions, his reads, everything. And yes, Dylan Gabriel can run. He absolutely can. Marcus Mariota can run. However, they both prefer to throw. Yes. So let's look at another Hawaii-bred quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, out of Miami. Did phenomenal things in college. However, what has really hindered Tagovailoa right now in the pros, Matt?
I mean, he just can't shake the concussion bug, man. I mean,
That's right.
some people they just concuss easily, more easily than others. And he's dating back to college, man. He's been concussed an abnormal amount of times. I mean, just too many times, man. One is enough. One is enough, you know. But you know, it's just one of those things, man. You know that it is what it is. You know, players have injury bugs. You look at Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill, players like that, Tracy McGrady. They just have the injury bug. There's nothing you can do about it.
Greg Odom. Remember Greg Odom?
Yeah, Greg Oden. Steph Curry early in his career. You know, couldn't shake the ankle injuries. That's just the way it is, man. So with him, he just concusses easily. You know, these hits when he goes down, you know, he goes down awkwardly all the time. You know, his head hit the ground, bounce back and hit the ground. It happens so many times. So, I mean, with that being said, man, it's just an unfortunate thing for him. But he is a good quarterback. You know? He's a good quarterback. He's a very accurate quarterback in the league. You know, people looked at Tyrone Hill crazy when he first went to Miami, and he said Tua is the most accurate quarterback he's ever played with. And after he just got done playing with Mahomes, and there's a reason why. You know, I mean, Tua is a very accurate quarterback. Unfortunately, those concussions are accurate as well.
That's right. Look, hey, Brian Kajiyama just said Kawhi Leonard is always. You just hit the nail on the head right there too, Brian. Kawhi is.
It's a difference. He's not just always injured. It's always, you know, he's rest protocol. He has a degenerate knee, man. I mean, so it's just, it's a tough situation. But yeah,
absolutely, it really is. It's look, injuries in general, they're tough. But Dylan Gabriel is like almost 80% accurate, which is pretty much unheard of nowadays in football. You know, there are, you know, Tua Tagovailoa was like 77 or 76%, darn near 80% right there. And he's in the NFL.
Yeah.
So, you know, there is a trick to the Hawaii bred quarterbacks or Hawaii based quarterbacks. Colt Brennan is an example.
Remember him?
Brian can attest to this. Colt Brennan was 79% accurate in his career at Hawaii. You know, Timmy Chang, he was in almost darn near 80% as well. You know, Nick Rolovich, same exact thing. You know, it's just something about the environment of Hawaii. Look, Bryant Moniz, a good friend of mine, played at the University of Hawaii. Brian's a good friend as well. He played at the Georgia Force and the Arena Football League. He's played at the Hamilton Tiger Cats and the CFL. He's played at the Toronto. So he's played, and he's now a coach at Hawaii, and he coaches a lot with accuracy. His son plays quarterback, and his son is very accurate. So it's just something different about there. And I mean, I don't know. I didn't play quarterback. I played tight end and defensive end.
Yeah.
But, you know, let's go back to what you said about the head injuries. Dude, head injuries? Look, and Brian just also wanted to say Nick Rolovich played in the NFL Europa. That's right, he did. And Rolo was a very accurate coach. I mean, quarterback. So, you know, head injuries, they do. One is too many. I've unfortunately been on the I guess you could say the plus side of having concussions. I've sustained several concussions through football and in general, but it's just something about it, man. Like that first time you get your bell rung, it's hard to come back from. And, you know, it really, you lose track of who you are, where you are. You like your short term goes away on an instant. So you don't really know what you're doing. You're like, oh my God, where am I at? And then it slowly comes back to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember my most vicious one. It knocked me out. We were playing our rival. I was supposed to blitz. I mean, I was supposed to go in coverage, and I blitzed, and I knocked the quarterback out. I mean, the running back out for the rest of the season. I got knocked out for almost 3 weeks, and I can remember when I got hit. People said it's like a clap of thunder, but man, I don't remember the hit. I can hear it still, but I don't remember it because it got me so quick.
Yeah.
But I can recall coming to and not knowing, you know, first off, you see people who go wobbly. It's true. You don't know where your head is from your backside. You don't know where you're at. Your ears do ring. It's a really loud, progressive ring, and you just kind of are like, where am I at? You forget where you're at for a second. So it's real. And you know, go back and look at Tua's concussions. This term is called fencing, right? Mm-hmm. Where your hands, they curl. And if you look at every concussion that Tua's had, he's fenced, and that's indicative of a serious head injury.
Ugh.
And you know, look, Hawaii quarterback, bred quarterback, base quarterbacks, whatever, they're accurate as all get out. but they're not designed to withstand the level of hits that you do receive. Brian, you just hit the nail on the head. Look at Brian just said here too, Matt. Chris Olave. I don't know if Brian, and Matt, I'm asking you this too. Did you see Olave maybe done for his career?
I didn't hear about the career. Ooh, that's not a good look. What happened?
So Chris Olave, since he's been in the league for 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has sustained 6 documented concussions. But then you also go back to his playing time in college, and it is estimated he has sustained between 8 and 12 significant concussions. The number is not fully there because a lot of players. And I want to give you an example to look. If you ever look, man, and you'll see it when you watch tomorrow at any game, you see a player do this, they got their bell rung. That's a form of concussion. They
do what?
They sit, then they shake their head like that. They're going like that.
Yeah,
they got their bell rung, so they had a concussion. So a lot of players, they don't want to be like, no, I'm okay. They'll shake it off, rub some dirt on it. The old saying is. But Chris Olave, he's done for the year pretty much. But they said that he has to consult with independent neurologists and league neurologists as well to determine whether or not he can ever play again. He's so young. He's gifted. He is a phenomenal talent.
Yeah.
So, head injuries, head injuries, they're legit. So, Matt, you had mentioned you wanted to talk about the MLB. I want to ask you, did you see what happened in Atlanta the last couple of days?
I did, man. I did. I know, Max Fried is going to be a free agent. Or if he's not already, he's a free agent already, if I'm not mistaken.
That hurts my heart. Everybody watching, I know that hurts your heart too.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
So our good friend Nick Shalini, I talked to him recently about this, and I said, ESPN, Buster Only, great report out ESPN. Nick has even said this too, that it is estimated that Fried is worth between $230 and $290 million contract. We know Atlanta. Atlanta is not strapped. We know that they are not strapped for cash. Yes, Atlanta is a, quote, smaller market, but are they really, though? Matt, I'm going to give you 50 points if you can tell me who the highest paid player on the Atlanta Braves is.
Austin Riley.
That's right. It's not over a $230 million contract. He is literally your highest paid player right now. Mm-hmm. So if people sit there and say Atlanta's not going to open the checkbook up, no, they are going to open the checkbook up. It's just to who? Alex Anthopoulos, he's a great general manager. He's built nothing from something, mm-hmm. or something from nothing, excuse me. I had to reverse on that one. And, he's very secretive. We have no idea what he's going to do. However, Matt, did you see the report that came out that MLBinsider.com has come and said about Atlanta?
No, what did they say?
Cody Bellinger, who was taunted, like he was sought after last year, came so close to signing a deal with Atlanta Braves, ended up going to the Cubs. The Cubs are wanting to trade him. Here's the kicker. Cody Bellinger is like a $25 to almost $30 million a year kind of guy. He signed a lucrative deal. He's not lived up to the Chicago Cubs standards, but, he can fit in with Atlanta just fine. We'll do great. Well, Atlanta and Chicago are reportedly in talks to possibly bring Cody Bellinger into Atlanta. And if it happens, I'm okay with it. Cody Bellinger, he's a great player. He really is.
Yes.
If anything, he will help bring more butts to the seats because Cody Bellinger is a very well-known name. And then there was another name that was mentioned, Walker Buehler. We asked our good friend Abe Gordon of 92.9, did he think that's going to happen? He doesn't believe it's going to happen. I'm leaning more to that way as well, but he's linked to it. But however, I will tell you this, guys, there was a lot of names that were linked to Atlanta for the last couple of years, and nothing has come to fruition. However, Nick Shalini, you heard he talked to us last week, actually. He said the same thing that I said, Jared Crochet played for the absolute worst team that's ever been in Major League Baseball, in the Chicago White Sox, mm-hmm. which might not be in Chicago much longer. But, he's a highly sought-after free agent. I think Atlanta is going to get him. I really do. I think that will be the arm that they get is Crochet. Dude, Crochet's he's got nasty work, like phenomenal control of the ball. He's got a great arm. And Chicago was always afraid to utilize him. If you look at his numbers, it was traditionally 4 to 5 innings, and that was it. The White Sox didn't want to use him. He was always what could be. And every time he would come out, he performed phenomenal. But what let him down, though, was the bullpen and the team. He couldn't get a break for it. So his record is not indicative of his arm. So we'll see how that goes. But another thing that happened out of the Atlanta Braves is what, man? Who won the most coveted award for pitchers this year?
Man, that definitely would be. Isn't Chris Sale's going to retire after this year too?
No.
So he's not going to retire.
No, that would be Charlie Morton.
It'll be Chris Sales. Chris Sales is the one to sign, y'all.
Yeah, Chris Sale, folks. He won the Cy Young Award. So proud of him. This is his best season, dude, since 2019.
That's crazy. When
the Red Sox won the World Series, he won Comeback of the Year. He won Cy Young, NL Cy Young. I mean, phenomenal. And the only thing he can do now is go up from that. What I mean by that, he needs to win the World Series. He has to get another ring he can get with Atlanta. Let's build around the core pitching we have. We're not going to have Max Fried anymore. So obviously that's sad to say goodbye. We have Reynaldo Lopez. Look, he was a career setup man. He turned into a starter. He did phenomenal things. He basically did the unthinkable. He earned himself a stay in Atlanta. He signed I think it was a 3 or 4 year deal with Atlanta. So he's a permanent fixture in Atlanta. So you have Reynaldo Lopez. You have Spencer Strider. We don't know when he's going to come back, obviously, because he's coming back off of Tommy John #2. But you have him. You have the possibility of Ian Anderson. You have Hanesco. God, I can't even say his name. Ivana. It's the Cuban pitcher. Did great things. Got hurt and has spent the last 3 years either hurt or with Gwinnett, or he's gone to Rome. Look, he's not a bad pitcher. He's a good pitcher.
He's not.
I don't know if there's and then AJ Smith-Shawver. We don't know how he's going to do, but Herschel Waldrop. What is he going to do? We'll see. But I want to say this: Matt is also going to do this too. We're tipping our cap to you, Chris. You've done phenomenal things. We're super proud of you.
Way better than anybody thought he would do.
That's right.
Way better than anybody thought. He was more so just somebody that to come in and fill a spot in the rotation, man. I mean,
but he's injury prone too.
Yes, he exceeded all expectations, man. Congratulations to him, most definitely, for winning the Cy Young.
Absolutely, so excited for him, and like I said, the only way he can go now is go up. Matt, I want to ask you quickly before we go to our next topic. My mother brought this to my attention about a couple months ago, actually. Where I'm at right now, Roswell, Georgia.
Yes.
There is a push. I haven't heard much. I'm trying to get a hold of somebody with the Roswell papers and the city of Roswell to find out. But they're going to build a minor league, a professional soccer team for men's and women's here in Roswell, Georgia. What do you think about that? I
think that is interesting. Yet Roswell is the place for it, man. Roswell is a beautiful area, man. I mean, a lot of like a family-oriented place, nice houses, nice area. I mean, I could definitely see them, building something like that here. Well, there in Roswell. So
there's a lot of talk about it. So I will do some diligent research for you guys because I want to find out more about this and see if it happens. The idea is it's going to be built by Roswell High School. That's the idea. But there's a lot of other locations to look at. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna task to find out what's the latest with the Roswell movement for a minor league professional soccer team. I'm looking forward to that. But you're right. Roswell's a beautiful area. It's growing exponentially. What people don't also realize is Fulton County is the second largest county position-wise in the metro area. Number 1 is Gwinnett County. However, Fulton County is comprised of 2 versions of itself. There's a North Fulton and there's a South Fulton. North Fulton traditionally pays for all the taxes for South Fulton to get like the improvements with the roads and with housing, all that, like all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And the majority of the hotel motel tax comes from North Fulton, as well as the heart of Metro Atlanta, that covers for the cost of like the for the new upgrades to former Turner Field where Georgia State plays football, for parts of Mercedes-Benz, for State Farm Arena, that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna give you a little trivia right here, and I'm gonna see if you know the answer.
We'll see.
Has North Fulton always been Fulton County?
No, it hasn't.
What was the county before?
Was it Henry County? I'm not mistaken. Oh, okay, it's not Henry. Definitely wasn't the cab.
Now, this county went bankrupt actually, and they came to Fulton and asked them to buy them out and change their name. Obviously, the answer is it was Milton County.
Ah, okay.
Yep, Milton County was one of the oldest counties. So North Fulton is actually one of the oldest counties in the state of Georgia. Hence the Roswell-Milton rival for football, basketball, any sports basically. Roswell, Milton, because the schools are only separated by like a 10-minute radius, literally. The Roswell basketball is playing tomorrow at Cambridge High School, which is actually 8 minutes down the road from here, which is 3 minutes from the old Milton High School location, and is only 7 minutes from the new Milton location, which is not really new. The new Milton location has been around for about 10, 12 years, give or take. But it's kind of interesting, like the dynamics of everything. But Roswell, look, guys, if you get a chance, if you want to know good places to visit, check out Roswell, Alfred. They're beautiful towns.
Yes.
I will tell you, they're very high end. Okay, Matt can attest to this.
Yes, they are.
The four main areas that are high end areas are, and then this is in particular order. It's Johns Creek at number 4.
Love that area.
It is. Yep, it's a good area.
Love it.
Peachtree Corners, which is actually right next door to Johns Creek.
Yeah, right there. They built that up.
That's number 3. And then number 2 is Roswell, and number 1 is Alpharetta. Alpharetta is the richest area in the North Metro area. So good places to visit, great housing. We drive from South Carolina up to here, right? Or down to here, to say, excuse me. And we pass a lot of ritzy neighborhoods, the TPC at Sugarloaf, where they played the old Players Championship at Sugarloaf off of the Sugarloaf Parkway.
Yeah.
That kind of area. We drove by it, and oh my God, the Christmas decorations, man. The girls were like, oh, they were just blown away how beautiful it was, and this. You've been to this area when Christmas is up, and let them know it's really beautiful. It's really pretty, isn't it?
There's a lot of pretty areas, man, including actually the actual Stone Mountain itself. You can just go. They have like a place you can kind of drive through. I forgot what it's called. Snow Mountain.
Snow Mountain, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, man. That's one thing I will definitely give. The great communities in Georgia, man, is during the holidays they know how to liven up and they know how to let their presence be known. Absolutely.
Look, we know what it's like here, but we want you guys to get a chance to experience it. So if you get out there, just check it out. And Matt, I was talking to Brian. 2.5 hours riding here is a long time. So I was just talking to him, and he texted me, and he said it was like 72, 73-ish, and he said it felt refreshing. And of course, to us, that's kind of annoying right now because we're coming to the end of November, and mention the number 70. You're like, get out of here. We don't want that temperature, right?
We don't, exactly.
He goes, what was the temperature like today? And I said, oh, it was a balmy 48 degrees up in South Carolina. I think it was like 52 here.
Yeah.
It's gonna the weather pattern is changing. I can't wait for this. I don't know if you saw, Matt, the Thanksgiving weather forecast looks, quote, interesting.
No, I didn't see it. What does it look like?
So it's going to start out rain. However, the cold air is coming rapidly.
Yes.
The cold air just catches up just enough. The S word will start being mentioned. Brian was like, he asked me yesterday, he said, do you like snow? I'm like, no, I love snow. I'm a kid at heart with snow. And we're entering a very interesting pattern in the Southeast. So for those who live like the Metro Atlanta area on up the I-85 corridor, to which means to like from exit 22 in South Carolina up on the north side of the I-85 corridor, you're looking at a possibility of a few good snow events. So stay tuned for that one. Look, bro, yeah, and Brian just reiterated, frigid 78 degrees out here in Hawaii. Oh, man. Oh. I don't know. All right, Matt. So, let's dive a little deeper into the Atlanta Hawks. I want to talk about the Atlanta Hawks.
Okay.
I gave the title the South Carolina or University of South Carolina Gamecocks that they're the most consistently inconsistent team. Is that a fair share for grade to give for the Atlanta Hawks?
That is definitely a very fair share to give to Atlanta Hawks. I mean, on one day you tell me they beat, they beat
full strength Boston Celtics team.
The Boston Celtics. Then they lose to the Portland Trailblazers. What are the Hawks are 7-9 right now, which is, I mean, right now, it's still early in the year, so they're I think like 7th or 8th place in the East for right now. But they should be better. They should be better. They're very inconsistent, man. One thing I will say, man, is Trae Young. He's taken a step back, I would say, as far as trying to initiate his own offense. He's only averaging 21 points a game, which would be a career low for him.
Significant low for him.
Yeah. His rookie year, he averaged about 19. But in the second year after that, he averaged 30. But but that's fine. It's fine because he's averaging a career high 11 assists a game. He's giving you 21 and 10 a game, a night.
Which is great numbers, by the way, folks. That really is. Great and numbers. That's unheard of for Trae. Because Matt, tell everybody, what is Trae really known for?
He's known for shooting. He's known for shooting the deep ball, man. People forget he was hailed as the next Steph Curry in college. Yeah, if he would have went to any organization besides Atlanta, he would be held in such high regard right now. But that's just the way it is. Playing for Atlanta. But Trae's averaging 22 a night, 22-11. Jalen Johnson stepped up. He's averaging 19 and 10.
Who's the surprise player of Atlanta right now, though?
Yeah, you said what?
Who is your surprise player for the Hawks right now?
That would be Dyson Daniels. Daniels.
Yes.
I think he's leading the league.
He gives everybody a fit, by the way, folks.
Yes. Great defender, man. Great defender. People, when the trade went down, and they sent DeJounte Murray, when I saw that we got Dyson Daniels back, I was ecstatic. Lottery pick, top 10 lottery pick. Great defender. Just it was a log jam. Nobody expected those wings in New Orleans to be as good as they are defensively. I can't remember the names at the moment, but I think Herb Jones and the other one, I can't remember his name right now. It's slipping my mind. But that was unfortunate. But the fact that we got Dyson Daniels, I mean, who's Miles probably going to be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year if he keeps this up. He'll be definitely running. Who?
Dennis Rodman.
He is feisty.
Dennis Rodman was in your face, left and right. He's the same. He's the exact. And here's the good thing. Look, folks, if you don't remember Dennis Rodman, go look him up. There's a million of them. He's the most colorful hair player you'll ever. He's the one player who married himself. Blah blah blah. It's whatever, right? So who cares about that situation?
Exactly.
Dennis Rodman. He was not known for scoring, but he was a damn good rebounder and a damn good defender. Probably one of, if not the best underrated defenseman I have ever seen playing basketball. Matt, we've watched basketball pretty much our entire lives. Yeah. We've seen phenomenal players. Isaiah Thomas, he was a great defender, but he was a great scorer. But Dennis Rodman was part of that bad boy Detroit team. And look, I mean, have we found Dennis Rodman 2.0?
Yeah, I would say it's coming close to it. For those who don't know, Dennis Rodman's daughter, Trinity Rodman, is one of the top soccer players in the world, actually. Trinity Rodman is Dennis Rodman's daughter, for those who don't know. But yes, man, Dyson Daniels, man, definitely, his defensive intensity can remind you of Rodman. Rodman was a pest. But Dyson Daniels is along those lines, too. But Dyson Daniels is also giving you 15 points a game. And that was unexpected as well. Hawks have the pieces, especially with Zachary Richardson as well, man. He had like a 36-point game at some point earlier in the year. But Richardson is proven to be a nice addition. He's giving you 12 points a game, man. in limited minutes. He's only playing about 25, 26 minutes a game. I do think it's time for them to move on from Clint Capella.
Yeah.
Look,
we're not going to dog you, Clint. You've done good for Atlanta, but Matt just hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. Him and Okongwu are the same. Yeah, they're the same player. Just keep Okongwu and do that and move on. Larry Nance has been a good addition as well. He had a game where he kind of went bonkers from 3-point line. Bogey Bogdanovic, he's just in his 3 games back, so he has to get back into the groove. But I mean, too inconsistent, man. But honestly, I see what the Hawks are trying to do. They're just trying to do it in-house, homegrown. They're just trying to be homegrown with it. And I think they got something with Jalen Johnson. I really do like him.
What about DeAndre Hunter? How do you think he's doing?
DeAndre Hunter, he came back. He only played 5 games so far this year, but he's averaging about 18 points. He's averaging 18 points a game. Yeah. He's coming off the bench, man. He's playing really good. He's playing really good off the bench. And you know me, man, I was the biggest one. We need to trade him. He's not doing nothing for us. Yep. But when he came back off injury this year, man, I think them drafting Risha Shea, and Risha Shea taking his spot, which he did, because Risha Shea starts and Hunter comes off the bench. But Hunter has been balling lately, man.
Would you give him the 6th man of the year so far?
So far, yes.
Or put him in the running.
Well, he's only played 5 games, so he'll definitely be in the running. If he continues to do what he's doing, he'll definitely be in the running. I know his last few games. The last game against the Warriors, I mean, it is what it is. They got blown out. But prior to that, when they beat the Kings, he had 24 points. And when he beat Washington, he had 22 points. So, hey, man, he's been doing it, man. I have to give him his props. I have to give DeAndre Hunter his props, man. He's definitely been more aggressive. He had 1 dunk the last game, too. I think it was versus the Kings. He just drove baseline and just yammed on somebody. So he's showing a lot more aggression, man. So that's something that I've been wanting to see from him. I've been wanting to see
you yourself have always preached aggressiveness, even when in your playing days. I remember you told me, Jason, Velo, and everybody else team, be aggressive. Don't be scared.
Yeah, you're either going to get fouled or just miss the shot. I mean, you're either going to get fouled or just miss the shot. I mean, that's the only thing that can happen. So be aggressive, man. Put the onus on the referees to make a call. Get to the bucket, get to the basket. Start inside out, get to the basket. And that's what DeAndre Hunter has been doing, man. He's been picking the spots and hitting good shots, hitting good timely shots. But with that being said, I still think that the Hawks need somebody else better or as good as Trae Young on the team. Just one more player, that can help out. I think they need to find another big that can really help out.
You do need a big, other than Okongwu. Look, I know Capella is listed as a 5, but he's really a 4.
Yeah, but I say he's a 5. He has the height of a 4. I think it's like 6'9", 6'10". Yeah, but I think they need a 4, somebody who can score down low, but also step out and hit a shot. Somebody like in the cat build, but they need somebody. But I think that's what they hoped for in drafting Risha Shea. I think he'll turn into that eventually because he's 6'10". Eventually he's going to end up playing the power forward, small forward spot. He's going to be that guy eventually, but.
You just mentioned Karl Anthony Towns. Could you imagine if Karl Anthony Towns came to Atlanta during that trade instead of New York? What would the environment be like in Atlanta if you had Trae Young, Karl Anthony Towns, Risha Shea, Hunter, Bogdanovic? I mean, I don't know, man. I would be inclined to say Atlanta could be in like the 2 or 3 position, currently in the playoff position.
Yeah, man. But you can't. That's just one of the things I'm wishing. I wish they weren't 6-7 right now. If that's the record, or 6-9, whatever the record is.
7-9.
7-9. But that's just inconsistent. So, but how long? And I got a question for you, Brandon. How long is these inconsistencies going to go until the coach is on the hot seat?
Look, and I love Quinn. I think Quinn's a great coach. I call him a quarterback actually because he's a masterful mind of offense. He has great offense, great defense. He's a great teacher of the game. I mean, I think he worked with Budenholzer, if I'm not mistaken.
He did.
I'd probably say, let's see, is this officially a full first year or is this your official year 2 full year?
An official full second year. This is the official.
No, he came part-time.
He came part-time. Didn't have last year, and then now this is the second year. So
okay, I'd say that probably another 2 years. I'd give it 2 more years. Atlanta, they don't, Atlanta as how do you say this? As unique as they are. Look, Atlanta is the possibility of greatness all around. But as possibilities are, they can come and they can go. There's only so much you can handle with mediocre, average. Brandon Leak said it best. If Atlanta doesn't make a big splash this year, they're never going to do it with Trae Young. And, he said, look where they were last year. They were in the play-in tournament again last year. They were in the bottom end of the play-in tournament at the 10th seed. However, they find them in the 8th position right now. I mean, I don't call that consistent.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I give it 2 years. If we see 2 more years of like a 7 through 10 position in the playoffs, like in the play-in tournament, I think after in the next 2 years, if it's continued, they're going to cut their ties with Quinn. He's a great coach. He did great things at Utah. I don't know. What do you think? How many more years will you give it before you say?
I'll be honest with you, man. I haven't been thrilled with him at all. I haven't been thrilled with him at all. I just haven't seen. I've seen some. My biggest thing with Nate, when Nate was the coach, my biggest thing with him was rotations.
Yes, he hated playing the younger players a lot. Nate would not. McMillan's a great player, but he hated playing the young players.
Also, he would take the hot player out at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, Trae would be cooking. But then they will be up. But then he takes Trae out, and then they lose the lead. Like not knowing when. You typically want to give your big player, your star player, you want to give them rest in the first or second quarter. You want to play them for the first quarter, rest them for like half the second quarter, have them come in for the second half of the second quarter. And then, third quarter, you start out in the third quarter, sit them at the end of the third quarter, and then kind of sit them a little bit of the fourth, and then kind of have it in for the rest of the game. His rotations were so jacked up, whenever we had the hot player, Bob Bogey, whoever was John Collins.
Bogdanovich. When Bogdanovich he scares me. He really does. They call people like the flying whatevers. I call him the flying Serbian. Like when Bogdanovich, and I'm going to kind of put Bogdanovich in the same as Kyle Korver. You remember when Kyle Korver scored those 11 points in like the 30 seconds or whatever?
Yes. That's
what Bogdanovich reminded me. Like Bogey could get. It takes one. It really does. It just takes one, and then boom, you're hot. Yep. And you're hot like crazy, and he's a phenomenal player. So all right. So you're saying you're not really impressed. Would you say if you see another between 7 and 10 seed this year, would you kick him to the curb?
I think if they don't make the playoffs this year, if they have to settle for the play-in this year, I think they'll start looking at him like, okay, and then they'll go into next year with an eye on him. And if they start off bad, I think they're gonna get rid of him by middle of next year, by All-Star break next year, maybe before All-Star break next year. I think that's how it's going to be, because that's what you have to look at, man. I mean, if the message isn't getting through, it's not getting through. Quinn should be. I think if I'm not mistaken, he did coach Darren Williams. Did he not?
He did. Yeah, he did.
Darren Williams. Look, man, if they're not going to make a jump.
See, it's hard to say, it's really hard to say.
Yeah, if they're not going to make a jump, man, then it's like, what are we doing here? Why are we paying them this much money?
Why are we paying for mediocre,
Yeah, for mediocrity. So, we'll see, man. We'll see. But I do think if they don't make the playoffs this year and then they start off bad next year, I do think they're going to get rid of him or let him go. Because Landry Fields does show, he's shown that he will make a move.
He's not afraid. That's right. He is not afraid to make a move.
Yeah, he's about business. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
Landry Field makes questionable call. Look, every GM makes questionable calls. We know that.
Yeah,
we've seen it firsthand. But when it comes to, his desire and consistency to want winning, we see it. We see it right away. And
exactly,
he's like any GM. You get frustrated when you have the star talent of the team that can't get above a certain level. Like, what is it going to take for Atlanta to really get over that hurdle? That's the question,
Exactly.
I mean, when was the 60-win season for Atlanta again? Was it like 17 or 15?
It was around 17. Was it 15? It was anywhere from 15 to 17. It was one of those.
That range.
Yeah.
We're coming up. We're if that's the case, we're coming on a decade since Atlanta had a formidable season.
That's a long time.
That's too long. That's too long. Look, we know as Falcons fans, Atlanta Falcons, they haven't done anything good since 2016.
Well, we can't say that though, because they did make the Eastern Conference Finals a few years ago. The Hawks did. Remember when they went through the playoffs, Trey went to crush New York.
Yeah. And since then he has the infinite love to hate New York.
Yeah.
I mean, like he even did this year, he goes, what was it? He goes, boo, get your ass out of here, right? Or whatever it said to the Knicks fans.
Yeah, Knicks fans, go ahead and go home.
Yeah. No, look, okay, I'm used to it being Miami and New York Knicks. That's like the South, the hated rival kind of thing. Nowhere in my playbook would I put around saying the New York Knicks and the Atlanta Hawks. I can't put that together, but Trae Young's making it there, and
yeah, I think it's
gonna be interesting.
I think it's mainly New York Knicks versus Trae Young. That's mainly what it is.
Yeah, that's really what it is. But look, you're right. Atlanta's you got to get your butts in gear. And I'm going to ask you this, and then we'll go to the next topic.
Yeah.
Who is winning between the number 1 and number 2 pick draft? Is it Ricochet or is it Sarr?
I say Ricochet is kind of winning right now. Sarr has been solid. I've seen him hit shots, rebound well here and there. He does need to get better on the boards. But I think Ricochet is having the better season right now because we see the flashes of Ricochet. We see what he's doing.
Yeah. We know what he's capable of.
Yeah, he had that 36-point night. He's defending well. He's rebounding when asked to.
He's a team player too, by the way.
Yes, team player, but also his shot looks good. It looks good. Once he starts getting more consistent and stronger, and he's 6'10", his shot's gonna be unblockable. So I think eventually, everybody thought that this draft was going to be kind of mediocre, but it's showing that it's having some real solid players. You got Zach Edey down in Memphis, playing very well. Memphis has another rookie playing well. Dalton Connect just had 37 points.
Folks, Dalton Connect, I feel, and I'm going to tell you this too, man. I think he's the steal. I really do.
Yeah. LeBron does too. If I don't know if you saw that. So, yeah, man. I mean, we got some real solid rookies in this particular class, man. So, but yes, Sarr has not been bad as well. He
averages 9.5 points a game.
Yeah, but he had a couple chuckers on the team with Poole, and you got I can't think of his name. Cool.
But I'll tell you this:
he's played for the Lakers. I can't remember.
The Wizards, they're 2-11. They're a bad team.
Kuzma.
Kuzma, yeah.
Yeah, he had a couple chuckers, and then they're 2-11.
Yeah, they're 2-11.
Both of their wins are against the Hawks.
Okay, we're not supposed to mention that, Matt. Come on now.
Those two.
You know what? I'm trying to see here. Hold on. Does Mom have anything I can? No, she does not. You got lucky, sir. I can't throw a flag on you. Darn. Hey, I got a question for you, Matt.
Yeah, what's up?
How about your boys? Last second, Mr. True freshman, has ice cold water flowing through his veins. You guys look, and NC State, they're not having a good year, but damn, dude, could Georgia Tech be back?
Yeah, man. I mean, look at that first couple of drives. 2 wide receivers knocked out the first 2 drives of that game, man. But yeah, Georgia Tech. I mean, they show some resilience, man. We'll see. Like I said, again, they lost against teams they shouldn't have lost. They shouldn't have lost against Syracuse, and they shouldn't have lost. I think. Did they play South Carolina? I can't remember who they played. But
they lost to Notre Dame. That was a convincing loss, though, to Notre Dame, 31-13.
Yeah, they shouldn't have lost.
Honestly, they should not have lost to Virginia Tech either. Look, I know they lost 21-6. They were the better matched team, like on paper, stats team, than Virginia Tech, and they beat Virginia Tech. I mean, Virginia Tech beat them 21-6. Realistically, if we're looking at it, had they beaten Syracuse, you can say they lost to Louisville. It's fine, whatever. They lost to Notre Dame, it's okay. But if you didn't lose to Virginia Tech either, Matt, you're looking at a possible SMU, Clemson, Georgia Tech, or the potential for going into the 12. Like, that's crazy.
That is definitely crazy, man. That is definitely crazy. But next year, man, next year. But we'll see.
Well, wait, is Tech back though? I'm gonna ask you, is Tech back?
For a squad to be back, I need to see it. See 2 seasons in a row. You give me 2 seasons in a row, then I'll say you're back. I know college is different because you got players coming in and coming out. But I think Tech, I think they'll get some good transfers in. They'll get some good signings because people are seeing, all right, they don't play that style of football anymore, where it's a triple option and what they were known for the last decade and some change.
Yeah,
more than that. So I think
it's a weird offense.
Starting to see that more, man. More spread, more pro, more of a pro offense. So, relying on the running game, throwing the ball when needed. They're a balanced offense.
The Haynes brothers, you call them as the Haynes brothers.
The Haynes Bros, man. So
they're getting it done.
Yeah.
And Georgia Tech just proved to you all you need to have against your opponent is one more point. Georgia Tech got it by one. They won 30-29. You only needed one more point than the other team. Doesn't matter how you finish, how you start. It's how you finish. If you finish with one more point,
you're the winner.
That's right. All right, so we're not gonna do the whole slew down because obviously I want to get the chance to spend time with my sister. But Matt, I want to ask you. Let's look at some of our college football games. This is going to be a challenging weekend. Obviously, here's the question. It's the battle for number 2 in the Big Ten. Indiana. They're traveling to Columbus. I don't care. Ohio State is favored. I'm gonna go Indiana. Look, Indiana, they're I'm calling them Cinderella. I really am, because if you look at the projected win total from what they were projected to win this year and what they've done, they were only projected to win 5 games. Yeah. They're 10-0. They're undefeated in Big Ten play. You're playing at number 2 Ohio State. I'm gonna say Indiana actually pulls this upset signature win for the team this year. Catapults them into the Big Ten championship game against Oregon. I'm going to go ahead and say Indiana wins 24-21. That's how much I'm buying into them. What do you think?
I'm going to say this. This is what I'm going to say. Florida International, Western Illinois.
Here we go.
UCLA.
But UCLA is not that bad of a team, though.
Charlotte, Maryland, Northwestern, Nebraska. Yeah, okay. Nebraska. Okay. Washington, Michigan State.
Formidable opponent. Big opponent.
Michigan.
Too.
Okay. Michigan.
Yes.
Okay. Besides 2 teams, I just don't think they played anybody. Worth a damn. But I will say they're proving that they should have had a stronger schedule. They're playing good against good teams. So I'm not going to sit there and say, discredit them, But Ohio State is a different beast. Ohio State is.
Yeah, they are. But Ryan Day,
Hey.
What has he done to really say Ryan Day is the it factor in the coaching role? Because I can't think of anything.
They're not about to play Michigan. They're about to play. Yeah. I think Ohio State wins. I think Ohio State beats the,
mollywop, as you call it.
No. This is gonna be worse than that. I think Ohio State is gonna straight up, smorgasbord them, man. They're gonna smorgasbord the floor. You're gonna do everything.
Miyagi, wax on, wax off.
I got Ohio State winning this one like 48-10.
Ooh,
I think
Ohio
State's going to blow them out the water, man. I think they're going to blow them out the water. I'm sorry. I just don't think they have the horses to compete with Ohio State. Ohio State's freshman receiver would be the best receiver on their team, on Indiana's team. What's the freshman's name? Jameson Smith or something, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He would be the best player on that Indiana team. So.
Ooh. Hey, let's not forget Michael Penix Jr. did play for Indiana. Look where he finished.
He did. For how long?
Mm-hmm. Played for 1.5 years because then he got hurt and redshirted, transfer portal.
Washington.
Rest is history at Washington. All right, Matt. You just actually mentioned the horses, right?
I did.
SMU. I have been. I kind of quote. I use the pardon the no, don't pardon it. I've ridden the horse on them.
Okay.
And I think SMU is a good team. They've outshined all odds. They were only projected to win 8 games this year. They're at 9-1, so they're kind of right at that point, right?
Yes, you're absolutely right, man.
They're playing in Charlottesville, Virginia. Virginia, look, they're 5-3 they're 5-3 franchise, really 5-3 team. They're playing number 13th ranked SMU. I think the ACC championship comes down to SMU and Clemson. I think I think SMU clinches that spot. I think look, I'm not discrediting Virginia. Yes, SMU's only 10-point favorites. I'm gonna say SMU wins 38-0. That's what I think. What do you think?
I'm around there. I'm close. I think SMU actually wins 28-7. 28-7.
Ooh. So we're right at the point. Yeah. So I mean, you see it too. They're it's like they're almost there.
Yeah.
And I really do commend what's gone on in Dallas. And at least Dallas can say they have one solid team in football with SMU versus the Cowboys. So, and then we're going to talk about another Texas team here, Sam Houston State. They're playing the undefeated number 1 team in Conference USA, Jacksonville State. It's the battle to see who basically goes to the championship, Conference USA championship game. I think Sam Houston State, we had our good friend Jason Barfield in it. I think Sam Houston State handles business 28-10. And I'm not saying anything bad about Tyler Huff. Tyler Huff is a great quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be an NFL quarterback. I think he'll be more like a Taysom Hill kind of guy if he goes pro. But I don't know. I could be wrong. But I think Sam Houston State handles Jacksonville State. What do you think?
I'm going to agree with you on this one. I think Sam Houston State handles them as well. Both teams are having good years. Both teams, Jacksonville State is undefeated in conference play. But I think Sam Houston is going to change that. Sam Houston is going to, take over as probably the number 1 team in that conference, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. But, I got Sam Houston winning this one 24-17.
And look, Conference USA now, it was 12%. Now it's only at 4% for a chance to clinch a spot in the 12. But that doesn't mean there is a chance. So we'll see. All right, let's talk about the battle of the number 2 bowl. And you know what I'm talking about. Charleston Southern travels to Tallahassee.
Oh, gosh.
CU is who wins the Poop Bowl, really, is what it is, because the Deuce, the number 2 win, right? This
is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
Dude, I know. Like, I look, if you had told me when Florida State opened the season playing Georgia Tech that we're talking about, like, who could win more games, Charleston Southern, an FCS team, or Florida State, I would have said, you're stupid to ask that question. But I'm going to tell you, Matt, I think Charleston Southern wins. And Florida State finishes 1-10. Not finished, but they have one more game after that, obviously, with Florida. But which that is weird, too. Florida State's in that game, and Clemson and South Carolina are a new game. Whatever. All right, so I think Charleston Southern wins. I'm going to say 28-21. What do you think?
Oh, you know what? I think Florida State's going to take this game. I think Florida State. I think they're going to take it, man. I mean, despite all the deficiencies, they're playing Charleston Southern, man. Another 1-win team as well. You can't get worse than this if you're Florida State. You can't. You cannot be this bad, So I don't.
Would you fire Norvell if Charleston Southern wins? Are you firing Norvell right then and there?
Oh, absolutely. You kind of have to, man. At this point, obviously, what recruit wants to go there now? I mean,
exactly. Well, and you heard what I said a couple weeks ago. Actually, is what is his name? He got drafted by the Buffalo Bills. He told people, he's telling recruits who were and friends and recruits who are considering going to Florida State, don't go. He's telling you brutally honest, don't go. Go elsewhere. Go where you have better opportunities, better NIL money. Like, that's sad. You know what though, Matt? If Florida State loses, I would tell Mike Norvell you can have your $60 million in buyout. Don't ever take a step of foot in here again, because that's bad. You're right. If you're losing to I could not wrap my head around how bad Florida State really has been. I mean, I knew it's not going to be good because of all they lost, and then the fact that you had DJ Uiagalelei as your quarterback. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm telling you now, if Charleston Southern wins, that will be the epitome of, like, Charleston Southern would claim they won the Super Bowl because they just knocked off Florida State. Come on now. You know?
Long are the days. I bet all those fans are wishing, they're wishing they had those crab leg days back.
Had to throw it in there. All right, Cinderella team in the Big 12 is playing host to number 14, BYU, Arizona State. Arizona State is favored? No, and it's going to hurt to say this. I think BYU wins 28-20.
Yeah, BYU is definitely going to win that, man. It's going to be a good game, though. It's going to be a good game. Both teams are ranked. Both teams are having surprise seasons, but I'm going to go with BYU as well. I'm actually going to also go 28-21.
Yeah, God, it hurts to say. All right, look, Kansas last week. What a comeback for the Ages. They won last week. They're playing host to number 16 ranked Colorado. Colorado, which, by the way, controls their destiny. If they win out, they're in the 12. You know what I think, though, man? I think and Colorado's only favored by 3, but I think Kansas comes out and plays upset bowl, and I think they knock Colorado into a, oh shit, what do we need to do to save our butts to try and get into 12? I think Kansas wins 34-31. What do you think?
You just can't let Deion win, man. You just can't let. I don't think you've.
How many times have I have not picked Colorado once this entire season? You notice that?
You have not picked them once this entire season. Not picked them once this entire season. Come on, Brandon. You know darn well. Kansas is not going to beat Colorado. But then again, I could be wrong. We've seen worse happen. Kansas. They're not terrible, but they're bad. But I could also see them beating Colorado as well. I could see it. I could see it happening. It's just one of them random Saturdays where a ranked team in the top 20 loses against a team they're not supposed to lose against. I could see this being a game. Definitely can see that. But I'm going to go with Colorado here, man. I think Colorado mollywops them 34-10.
All right. We got to mention this. Obviously, Clemson is they're 42 minutes down the road from my house. They're playing host to Citadel. Look, Citadel, they're a surprise this year. Citadel, they're usually like a 3-4 win kind of team in the SoCon. Mm-hmm. I think Clemson, this win against the Citadel is going to set up a 9-2 Clemson versus a 8-2 or 9-2 South Carolina, or 9-3, whatever, something like that, right? Not 8-3. I think Clemson waxes the floor with Citadel, and Cade Klubnik, I say he's going to throw 4 touchdowns, so he'll be at 30 touchdowns for the season passing. Maffa scores 2. I think it's over by half. I say 65-10.
God dang, Brandon. Wow. Yeah, that's the mollywop of the day. Yeah, man. I think Clemson is definitely going to have their way with them, man. I think Dabble's going to not. I'm sorry, not did I say Dabble? Wow.
Yeah.
I think Clemson. It is Dabble. Dabble is their coach. I'm tripping.
Dabo is the coach at Clemson. Yes.
Well, I'm thinking of the guy. I can't remember his name. Tech, one of the Texas schools. Anyways, yeah, Clemson's gonna mollywop these guys. I say Clemson wins 40. Give me 40-14.
All right. Now the other South Carolina team, they play host to another South Carolina team out of Spartanburg, playing host to Wofford. And look, anybody can win at any given time. We have seen that through decades of football. The Citadel actually beat South Carolina at South Carolina. I mean, Wofford's not a bad team, but like I've said all year, South Carolina is the most consistent, inconsistent team. If, and it's a big if Lenore Sellers comes out flat as a soda bottle left open without a cap. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Wofford could pull the upset. And this could theoretically be a trap game for South Carolina, because when teams are set to play their biggest rival the last week of the season, and they have to play a little opponent. This is a paycheck game for Wofford, but you have to play a paycheck game. That's when teams, they catch you off guard, and South Carolina may already be looking at all right, we're playing with Clemson next. We got Clemson on the 30th. It's a noon game. Let's just go here just to say we're here. We're bigger, better, faster, stronger. But you guys, if you don't remember, wasn't Michigan like the number one? What was Michigan ranked when App State knocked them off in
number one?
7? Do you remember?
Was it number one? Number one? They were number one.
It was like number one. So let's go back and look at that. App State, they were an FCS program, and they upset at Michigan. So anybody can win, but I think if South Carolina comes out guns a-blazing, red hot, they're going to win. But if they come out flat, you're going to see some disappointing faces, because South Carolina, albeit a low chance, an 18.5% chance of going in, if they went out to go into the 12, but one loss, that's it. They're done. And they got to be careful. So we'll see,
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, we're going to do one more game, and then we're going to hop on out of here. Number 19, undefeated Army. They're playing at number 6, 9-1 Notre Dame. Notre Dame is favored by 2 touchdowns. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one, but, wouldn't it would just, put icing on the cake for Army if they were to upset Notre Dame and go be 10-0 going into the final 2 games of the season. Do you agree?
I agree with you. I agree that would be the icing on the cake. I think Army would get into the 12 if that was the case. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Notre Dame is actually a solid. They're a solid team, man. As much as people like to, kind of, give Notre Dame, talk about them, especially since the Manti Te'o days, they've been had a solid season, man. So I can see them kind of doing their thing against Army. It'll be a good game regardless. But I say Notre Dame pulls this one out 24-21. They win in a late game field goal.
All right, I like it. Guys, we've had a good episode. Thank you so much to Matt for hosting tonight. Look, I love obviously being with my, with you guys. I love being with Matt. Matt and I are, like 2 peas in a pod, and we do great things together. Matt, don't forget tomorrow, Low Country Broil at Mom's house. You and Aria, come on out by. And then maybe you and I might get the chance to go catch the Roswell High School basketball game. They're playing Paulding County at Cambridge, which is down the road. So get on up here. All right, guys. Real quick, just want to mention this story. We're not going to go too deep into it. Jamal Anderson, I don't know what's going on with him. It's either him or somebody lighting it up on Twitter. There's some big messes going on. Oh, yeah. There's just some big messes going on there. And Matt, if you get a chance, go look it up. You'll see what I'm talking about. Hey, Matt, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Tequilas.
Yes,
guys. Holiday season literally knocking on that door. We're only 3 weeks away from Christmas.
Yep.
Which means the parties are starting. The holiday gatherings. Tequilas is the place you want to go if you want some authentic, affordable, and delicious Mexican cuisine. Matt, where do you go?
Oh man, I'm definitely gonna go to Tequila's Grill over there in Easley, South Carolina. Anything you want. Queso dip is awesome.
Salsa bar.
Everything. Have the kids cover their ears. The liquor is amazing.
Yes.
Everything is good over there, man. I love everything on the menu. And I can't wait to go there again. I'm going there. I'm going to South Carolina to visit them, not Brandon. Just so you guys.
You know what? See, you're lucky I don't have a flag tonight, so I would have flagged you twice. Guys, give them a call. 864-307-8028. That's Tequila's Grill in Easley, South Carolina. How about this, Matt?
What's up?
Let's stop on by 5155 Calhoun Memorial Highway. Again, Easley, South Carolina, 29640. That's our good friends Tequila's Grill in Easley. Yes. Guys, we've had a blast with you all tonight. we covered a lot. You know, this is a really fun episode. Of course, every episode is fun. I say it with everybody because it's fun. But you know, as I always say, peace up. 8-10 down. Like, look, we're in Atlanta this week, man. Let's rise up. Damn it, we're in a freaking bye week. Never mind. Let's not rise up. Damn, I just realized we're in a bye week. Dadgummit.
They need to rise up that defensive playbook. That's what they need to do. That's
Jimmy Lake, you better get ready for that pink slip. It's coming your way, man. If you lose next week, Chargers.
I ain't gonna say all that this early. They'll give them at least this season and a half, but they need to do something. They need to do something.
Raheem's calling plays at halftime after halftime of the Chargers game. Banking it right there, folks. Raheem Morris or
Herbert's.
We need you to get us at least 11-6 record, please.
Herbert's gonna light us up.
You know what? That's a third flag right there.
You know it. You can feel it in your bones. Herbert is gonna light us up.
I hope the offense can sustain. Absolutely do. But we'll see, guys. We will be back with you on Tuesday. Yes, you know where my days are. Good grief. We'll be back with you on Tuesday. We have a lot to cover on Tuesday. We will talk the weekend that was in college football. We will talk what in the world happened in the NFL. Matt, we just had the snow game happen in Pittsburgh. In Cleveland. Well, that was a fun event. We will talk about what's going on in the NFL. We will talk about college basketball because look, guys, it's here tonight. By the way, guys, University of Hawaii. Nationally televised game playing. It's a whiteout. They are playing against North Carolina, number 10 ranked. The Stan Sheriff Center is sold out. Watch it on TV, ESPN. Guys, Matt, what do you tell everybody not to do?
Guys, it's starting to get cold outside, so people are going to want to go, in nice establishments to partake in some of the finest of the cuisine.
Some libations.
The finest of the cuisine. Coming with that cuisine are going to be the alcoholic beverages. So with that being said, please monitor your alcoholic beverage intake so you don't go out there doing crazy stuff and getting flagged. Don't get flagged. Just have some sense about yourself and call an Uber.
That's right. Matt's waiting. Give him a call. All right, guys. We love you. We will we'll see you guys on Tuesday. And thank you so much for watching. And until then, guys, Matt says it. Don't get flagged and rise up, baby. Take care. See ya. Bye. Well, he just did. He just scored 8 points. That's the thing. He had a career